Hello everybody and welcome to On the Menu, the show where we talk to some of the leading restaurateurs in the country to find out what makes their brands oh so successful. Today, we're in the commercial street outlet of Anand Sweets with Mr. Ankeet Dadu, a partner at Anand Sweets, who's hosting us in his new swanky outlet. So thank you for taking the time to speak to us today. We're waiting for our first customers here. It's about 11 a.m. Your staff's already here. But you're here all well dressed up and stuff. Is this how you always start your day? Do you go to like an outlet and you kind of meet your staff, or how do you start your day?
Yeah, so every morning we make it a point to come in the morning, just look, if the staff is there, if the outlet is cleaned up, if the stuff is ready and, ready to serve. Just a 10-minute, Reiki that we do in the stores before we head to our office to look at the other things.
Okay. So you've clearly invested in this new establishment, right? That's a lot of capital expense, right? That's what a lot of people say with cloud kitchens is low capex. For you guys, how do you balance dine-in and delivery, right? Are you pivoting to one or the other?
So we always believe that, offline is a better offtake than online. Only if people experience your brand, only if people know about your brand, only if people come to your store and experience the whole aura of Anand Sweets, will they go back and order online. If you do only an online store, people might not know about your store, might not know about your brand. They might not know what quality you serve and with what passion you serve. That comes only from an offline store. That's why we take pains to invest in an offline store to make the whole customer experience a very delightful one, which obviously falls back on an online order.
But when you speak about online, right, the last time we spoke, it was a Zoom screen, there was more distance between the two of us. But that was the year online delivery had become, the in thing. Brands had to do this to survive. Brands who always did it well, improved on how they did online delivery. In 2023, how do you look at continuing to improve your online delivery experience?
So what we want to do online is what we've traditionally been doing offline. Give the same experience to our customers when they walk into our store. So if a customer gets an online box home, we want to give them the same experience by giving the right packaging, giving the right quality, the right portioning, and making sure that the experience at home is equal to the experience at Anand stores.
At Anand Sweets, you're a second generation business, right? And you've sort of taken it from what had started as this one outlet to like a 15 outlet chain, right? Can you talk to me about your plans for the brand? And now we see it at the airport and stuff, right? It's a really new, trendy, modern brand. What are your plans taking this forward?
See, traditionally, Mithai selling was just selling the Mithai. People focused on quality, getting the right sweet, getting the right texture. But we went a notch above by, not only quality, we cater to all the five senses. We make sure that when the customer sees the sweet, he's excited to look at it. And then comes the smell and then finally the taste. And the whole, when he consumes it, the whole taste and the whole, just activates that morphine in his body or whatever you call it. And he just feels happy buying from it. So we just don't want to sell a Mithai box. We want to sell the entire experience, catering to all the five senses.
Wow, I think you've changed the way I look at Anand Sweets. I didn't know it's activating my five senses. So the next time when I try something, I'm going to keep that in mind, right? So when you talk about this, having something that caters to all five senses, I'm sure there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, right? How do you manage the entire supply chain operations? I think you guys have, like a huge warehouse where you're processing 30,000 kilos of sweets or something.
So we have a central kitchen located in Jigni. It's spread over 1 lakh square feet, processing about like you said 30,000 sweets. So our strategy is never to stock up in the stores. We supply all the stuff twice a day from the central kitchen to make sure that the sweet is always fresh, the stuff is always fresh, and at the same time it's recycled. At no point will you find like 20 kilos of a single item in my store. We can always place an order, or we can always get it in the next item that is coming. So our strategy is to make sure that the customer getting the sweet is always fresh.
Okay. So one thing is you're serving super fresh Mithai, right? But how are you standing apart from competition? I'm sure this is a really hard space. What is your unique positioning and why do you think it's the right one for yourself?
So like I said, Anand doesn't believe in only selling a Mithai box. Anand believes in selling an experience. So we have focused on getting the right packaging, getting the right store experience, getting the, when a customer walks in, he should be awed by the store before he even thinks of buying something. We place products, that make him buy impulsively. And then we also, we have a garam jalebi counter in every store. While that is a very small revenue earner for us, but it just activates his whole desire to consume a sweet, and that's when you buy the small bit of jalebi. At the same time, you buy a lot of other things. So we focused on things like when a customer walks in, what are the things that he's seeing, what are the things that he's smelling, what are the things that he's sensing, and that's how we design our stores.
And when you talk about this, right, like a lot of consumer behavior that you're reading, is it just your intuition from being like a second generation owner of this too, or is it more like data backed? Are you guys using technology to get those insights? How are you doing this?
So yeah, we definitely rely a lot on technology, and also at the time of gut feeling, like we being second generation entrepreneurs, we realize how important online is. Vis-a-vis against, if I ask my dad, how important he thinks, I don't think online is. But because we are such avid users of online in the online space, we realize the potential in online, the online space can cater to. So we definitely that data are driven, and we also get a lot of feedback from our customers stating that suppose the product is placed in the store and a customer sees it, the first question is why is it not online? So we know that the customer is also watching the online space while he's coming to our store.
Okay, and so tell me more about technology. What else are you guys doing?
So we've invested a lot in technology in terms of getting the whole ordering system has been very automated. We know what sell at what day at what time. The whole customer experience of billing is very automated. The restaurant is we have a QSR restaurant, but there's no human intervention. Everything is through technology. When the order is placed, to the data go to the kitchen, to being displayed to the customer. So everything is very data driven, very time driven. So there is no order delayed beyond 10 minutes because we have timers everywhere. So we know that we know who to serve first, who to serve second because of the timer. And then for the online space, obviously we have UrbanPiper which aggregates all our orders. We don't miss out on orders. The delivery efficiency is much faster. The packing is much faster. So yeah, the technology definitely helps in growing our business.
That's interesting. I mean, in online, I suppose customers want things like instantly, right? And if you're late, can you tell me some stuff that you've done to ensure that delivery is done quicker? How in the back end, any sort of kitchen operations you guys have optimized?
So what we've done is now we've kept dedicated online staff in the retail stores that cater only to the online customers while they're in the stores. There is a guy accepting orders, delivering orders, and there are people who are only packing only for the online space. Though you see them on the counter, they're not there for the counter. They're there only for the online orders. And we're doing close to say 3,000-4,000 orders a day.
Wow.
So we need a dedicated, and we in fact given dedicated space in all our retail stores and high commercial rental spaces for online orders, where the delivery executive can pick up his order and go without disturbing the offline experience for the customer.
Alright, Ankeet, now I want to talk to you about marketing, right? How do you think about marketing at Anand Sweets? What campaigns do you guys run?
So, our marketing is focused primarily on season because every month there's something happening in the country. Like in January there was Sankrant, February there was Valentine's Day, in March there was Holi, in April there's a mango festival that we run. So we try to focus on festival-specific sweets, just to make a brand recall to our customers. Because customers know what Anand is, but what else is Anand offering every month? So we try to focus on that, keeping in mind that knowing that customer will come in or order online, while specific sweet is something that he will definitely try. At the same time, he might buy something else along with that.
Okay, and now we're here in Commercial Street. This is where your first one was, right next door. I want to understand how you guys think about location, because you've got all the way from what is like a shopping district, I would say, to like the airport, to, I don't know, you're everywhere in Bangalore now. How do you pick a new location?
So our location, we decide based on the population, the demography of the population, and Bangalore has a lot of newer areas coming up every 2-3 years. What was very dull 2-3 years back is very thriving and bubbling today. So we source location based on seeing where the population and then where the brands are shifting. There are a lot of other international brands that have to open stores in a lot of new areas. So it gives us a signal that there is potential in that area. Because otherwise, why would another brand open there? So that's one of our reasons, one of our criteria for selection. And at the same time, we always also like to focus on high streets. We never do malls.
Okay.
We never do shop and shop.
No malls?
No malls. We never do shop and shop. And we focus on high streets where we want our customers to come into our stores.
Okay.
And also, now a bigger criteria is to see the online space. So if there is an overlapping of online market with another store, we prefer not to do it. We rather go a far further area where the radius is not overlapping. So that gives us a newer market in terms of online.
Oh, that's fascinating. And now you spoke about a customer walking into your store, and when they do, they see this. I mean, the lights that we see here, some of the stable feels really plush, right? So how do you guys think about restaurant design, any trends that you've studied that you try to incorporate into, let's say, this chain?
So we want to make it very upmarket. We want to make it very niche because Anand today is known for its gifting, for its space. So even a restaurant is something that we want to give that upmarket feel when a customer is consuming. See, our products are priced very economically, but so we want to give the customer that experience. When you come, you get your family. We have menu catering to every member of the family, like a child, or a father, or a mother, or a grandmother. And at the same time, they can have a wholesome meal, which is not very expensive, but having a nice plush plate, And they feel nice when they go back and they talk well about Anand. And then they tend to order more and they tend to come more. And they recommend them to their family members. They choose Anand as the preferred location for their kitty parties or birthday parties. So we focus on getting the whole experience right in the restaurant.
And finally, you spoke about Bangalore changing every 2 and 3 years, right? I'm sure you guys as a brand as well have to keep adapting, not for today, but for the future. So what trends do you see emerging in the future and how are you guys going to be the first ones there?
So I think online is a big factor for us in the future. We believe like 2 years back, we were just 25% of our revenues. Today, we're almost 40% of our revenue. Tomorrow, I don't know if it goes to 50-60% of our revenue. So online is something we really focus on. But we strongly believe that online will only come with a great offline presence. Without an offline presence, online will not going to, online will achieve its numbers, but it will plateau after a point if you don't have an offline store. So our focus is definitely get into newer areas with a plusher store and have an online presence.
Well, I think it's been a fascinating chat. Thank you so much, Mr. Ankit, for your insights today. It's been great to visit you in person, and we wish Anand Sweets from UrbanPiper all the very best.
Thank you.
So that's been Mr. Ankeet Dadu on the menu today. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment or hit the bell icon to subscribe to the latest from UrbanPiper. This is your host Kaushal Raj with Sumant Desai behind the camera signing off. Have a good day.